A very warm good afternoon to all the dignitaries, the Chancellor, respected Pro Chancellor, respected Vice Chancellor, Registrar Abhilash University, respected Deans, HODs, faculty members, and the students of different faculties of Abhilash University. I, Aishwarya, Assistant Professor, School of Agriculture, cordially welcome you all to this event. And the topic for discussion for this event will be agricultural waste management. So let us start. As we all know that agriculture is producing much of the organic waste by which the agricultural waste is produced, and for this purpose we must opt some or the other strategies to overcome on that. And for this we have to do some practices on agricultural waste management. So let us review about some of the topics which we will session today. First one is meaning of agricultural and waste management. Next one is management process and type waste. Next one is treatment processes and the concern about agricultural waste management, benefits of agricultural waste management, as well. So first of all, let us and other products used to sustain and enhance the human life. That is what we call as agriculture. Next is about what is the agriculture waste or what is the production and strength of the agriculture waste that is produced every year after the harvest of any crops from agriculture. So let us do a brief introduction for that. Agricultural waste is composed of organic waste, which is obtained from the animal excreta in the form of slurries and farmyard manures, spent mushroom compost, soil water, and in which we can include as first one is our natural waste, second one is our animal waste, and third one is our plant waste, which is caused day-to-day lives. As we all can see, there are the field waste which is caused due to weeds and straws, which are the leftover of the harvested after any harvest of the crops. Next one is our animal waste. Animal waste is caused due to animal dung or the animals made as slaughter for their meat consumption. Next one is our agro-industrial waste. So as we all are discussing about the agro-industrial waste, which is caused due to sugarcane molasses and the scraps or leftovers of sugarcane or any industry, any agro-industry, which are dealing with the harvest or the other manufacturing products of agricultural background. So as we should discuss about the agricultural waste management, and agriculture is the largest contributor of any resource sector to the economy, and it is also a large generator of waste. As well as agriculture is also called as farming, in which the cultivation of animals and the other cattle. So let us discuss about the waste management. If waste are not properly handled, they can pollute surfaces and groundwater and contribute to air pollution. Plus, the proper management of waste from agricultural operations can contribute in a significant way to farm operations as well. Waste management helps to maintain a healthy environment for farm animals and can reduce the need for commercial fertilizers while providing other nutrients needed for the production. And as the waste, which is reduced, recycled, and made for the reusable different prospectus, is considered as waste management, which is done out of agricultural practices. Then the management process. There are some steps which are concluded in the management process. What we should opt. First one is our the sources. The sources, then second one is our generation and production from which the agricultural waste is produced. The third one which we will discuss is the collection and proper disposal of the agricultural waste. And the next one is our transportation or transfer of that storage, that agricultural waste storage. And the next one are treatment process. The treatment process which we will opt to make the compost or make the reusable form of that agricultural waste. And the last one is our disposal. The proper disposal is mandatory for the management process. The first one is our generation, from which the agricultural waste is produced. Let us discuss about this. In India, as India is the one of the richest country in agricultural resources, and presently in India, annually 350 million tons are organic waste from agricultural sources. And the major quantity of solid waste generated from agricultural sources, sugarcane baggages, paddy and wheat straw, and husk, waste of vegetables, food products, tea consumption, oil production, juice and fibers, groundnut, and the shells of groundnut, wooden mill waste, coconut husk, coconut stalk, etc. These are the main causes from which the agricultural waste is generated from. Next is our the collection process of that agricultural waste which is produced every year in millions and tons. The first one is our waste like fruit and vegetable waste are collected from households which are called as domestic waste, which are present in the form of the vegetable waste or our fruit waste or the leaves or the other green grasses which are left over in our gardens or in our surroundings. Second one is our waste collected from road, streets, and sites. Waste collected from the roads, streets, and sites. That is that is also contributing for the agricultural waste, which is not easy to decompose and not easy to recycle easily. Next one is our collected waste like dry, refuse, and green waste, animal dung from the agricultural field or from the animal farms and from the cattle farms, etc. So the collection process is done by all of these criteria. Then is our next process, which is the transportation process, which we have to opt for the minimization of the diseases, the disease spread out of that waste, which is like decomposing and releasing some order in the environment, in the ecosystem, and which is hazardous and injurious to the health of. So as we were discussing about the transportation process, which is necessary for the relief from the diseases caused by that waste material which is spread around our surrounding. And first one, for the transportation process, we should proceed towards the waste collected from the side of roads, agricultural fields. All are transported to decomposed treatment by trucks, trailers, and cars, as we all know. Then next one is our different types of waste are collected and then transported for further treatment, and the waste which is not used as directly disposal to the sanitary lands. Next one is our waste are not burned in open air, so it is then transported to the incineration chambers, which is not opted in our which is not opted in the bigger and higher cities which are fully developed. The treatment processes. Various treatment processes are performed on agricultural waste are as follows. When dealing with agricultural waste, we must follow health and safety regulations. As in the transportation process, we should overcome on the health and safety regulations so that the disease may not spread, which is produced by the agricultural waste, as it is as has started to release the odor and diseases in the environment as well. So we should provide written instructions for sorting and disposing of each type of waste we produce in agricultural sector. We must dispose of waste if we have determined that we cannot use prevention, preparation, or for reuse, recycle, and other So these are the agricultural waste which are produced every year out of the straw and stubble waste. Straw and stubble waste, it can be of maize stubble, can be of rice stubble and straws, which are left it over in our fields after the harvesting of any crop. The next one is our green waste, which is produced due to the green vegetables and which is also known as green vegetables or our fruits, and which is also known as our domestic waste as well. Next one is our, I have discussed earlier also, the leaves, the fallen up leaves, or the weeds, or the some green grasses which are around our agricultural land is also considered as the agricultural waste. Next one is our roadside and vegetable market waste. As we all know, the market vendors who are fruits in the market size, they are cleaning the vegetables and selling it at a quality prices, and the leftovers are which is producing the agricultural waste and which is hazardous for the health of the animals as well as the human beings itself. Next one is our treatment processes. What treatment should we do for the recycle and reusable forms to create the agricultural waste management? First one is our composting, second one is our recycling, and third one is our incineration. First one is composting. How we do composting from the agricultural waste produced by the cattle farms and the animal farms, etc. It is a method in which organic matter present in agricultural waste is decomposed by aerobically and anaerobically through a biochemical process and converted into humus, which is used afterwards in our fields as an farmyard manure or as an. So the first one is our composting. It is a method in which organic matter present in agricultural waste is decomposed aerobically and anaerobically through a biochemical process and converted into humus, which is later on added in our agricultural fields and used as the cultivation practices as FYM or farmyard manures or the compost. The composting is divided into agricultural waste, second one is our decomposition, and third one is our product preparation and marketing. Preparation of agricultural waste is done by, and it shall be free of material that is not producing in agricultural field. Second one is shall be reasonable free of dirt, soil and visible surfaces. Shall be arranged so that it will burn with a minimum of smoke. Next process is our decomposition process. Waste is decomposed by three ways. First one is our Nadib system. Second one is our vermiculture decomposition. And third one is our anaerobically decomposition. So first one is our Nadib system of decomposition, in which we add all the domestic waste in our household, the vegetable waste, the green waste, and the fruit waste, and some amount of water as well as some amount of the cattle dung in the pits. The pits are formed and raised above the ground level from 1 to 2 feet above, and all the domestic waste and the daily waste of the household are filled in that pit. And this decomposition is ready to serve in 3 to 4 months for our agricultural fields. Next is our vermicompost unit. As it is clear from the name, vermicompost unit means the worms, the earthworms are naturally composting the naturally composting the manure and the waste produced in the cattle farms into the organic fertilizer. With the help of the worms, the FIM is produced, and which is beneficial in our field, which produces the nutrients and the micronutrients in the soil, which are helpful for the crop improvement and helpful for the helpful for the development of crop improvement and crop development. Next is our anaerobic digester, in which the solid form of the compost, and in the absence of oxygen, the matter is changed. The solid waste is changed into the compost. The anaerobic digester produces some gases. The first one is our biogas, and the second one is our carbon dioxide. Then the next one is our the landfill and the landfill sites, where we decompose our all the sanitary waste. A landfill site, which is rubbish dump or dumping ground, a site for the disposal of waste material by burial. It have been most common method. Some used for waste management purposes such as sorting treatment and recycling. Next is our sanitary landfill. Waste is composed and covered with soil. When disposal site has reached its capacity, a final layer of 2 feet is applied in the sanitary landfills. As we can visualize the pictures of the sanitary landfills. Next is our recycling process. It is the process to change waste into a new product, prevent waste of potentially useful materials, to reduce the consumption of fresh raw materials and reduce energy usage. The reduce air pollution from incineration and water pollution from landfilling, and the lower greenhouse gas emission is through recycling of agricultural waste. Key components of modern waste reduction, and the third component of the reduce, use and recycle. Next is our agricultural waste management. The end products of the agricultural waste management, which are the pulp and paper produced, the biogas, the biofertilizer, the leather industries, the alcohol production, the fuel production, the phosphorus and calcium production out of the agricultural waste. Or biogas production, which is produced by the animal dung, which is put it into the biogas plant, and which is the results come as the fuel, light, and the biofertilizer. Next is our biofertilizer production. It is also produced by agro waste, the biogas, the the biogas, the biogas anaerobic. Next is our leather and meat industry, which is working on the old on behalf of the old animals who are slaughtered, and the need of the meat industry is fulfilled. After slaughtering, the leather industry needs are also fulfilled, as with the skin of the old animals and the animals killed for the purpose of Next is our bone utilization. As the old animals are dead, or their bones are or their the skull portion is used as by the meat industry, and their outer skin is used by the leather industry, and the bone portion is used as our drugs, as used in our pharmaceutical industries, and as the animal feed for providing the direct substitution as the calcium and phosphorus to the animals. And the next one is our fertilizers. The bone powder is utilized in the fertilizer production as well, and directly extraction is done by the waste bones, and the powder extraction is done for the agricultural waste management. Sugarcane. The sugarcane is the source of green energy, which is producing juices and sugar and the baggages of ethanol, which are helpful in also the cogeneration of electricity as well. Next is the ethanol from the molasses and juices. As the sugarcane is working, right hand side the milling, the juice for the ethanol is produced, then it is gone for the distillation unit, then the fermentation and distillation is done, and the ethanol forms sugars, and the end product is our ethanol. And in our right hand side, the juice of sugar is forwarded to the factories, and then the sugar is produced, and after the sugar production, the molasses, the waste material of the sugarcane straw, is directly also delivered to the fermentation and distillation units, from where the ethanol from molasses is extracted, and the end result is our ethanol. So the agricultural waste produced by the sugarcane is also working for the production of ethanol. Next is our straw and peels used for pulp and paper production. So the straw and peels of the leftover of harvested crops are also working for the production of paper, wood and ply, and as well as the pulps. Next is our incineration process. It is a modern and most hygienic method for disposal of dry refuse. It is widely used in Western countries like USA, UK, etc. And in India, it is gradually popular, especially for large cities. The method consists of burning and dry refuse of incinerator. So as we can see in the pictures, the uncontrolled incineration and the controlled incineration process. The uncontrolled incineration process is done in the villages, as after the harvest of every crop, the debris is collected and buried in the fields itself. And in the controlled incineration, all and transported to the incineration chambers, where the controlled incineration is done in the machinery, which is non-hazardous to the animals and the human beings as well, as it produces the smoke which is released by recycling in the air. Next is the concern about the agricultural waste management. If not managed properly, agricultural waste can pollute the environment, as well as this degradation reduces resources to support aquatic life and water for human and animal consumption. The degradation of water quality can impact adjacent waterways and groundwater both outside and offside. The nitrates can found in fertilizers and agricultural waste runoff can seep into groundwater directly. Well water contaminated with nitrates is hazardous. It results in oxygen depletion in the blood. And the drawbacks of improper agro waste management are like these. First one is our global warming, which is the worldwide problem. Second one is our field mosquito generating the diseases. And due to this environmental and pollution in the village craft, the soil is polluted and is degraded, and the loss of cultivation capacity is there in the soil. As the more usage of fertilizers, the soil gets degraded, and the productivity of the crop decreases, faced by the farmers itself. Next is our benefits of the agricultural waste management. The reuse of animal waste can reduce the quality and haulage cost of commercial fertilizers. The contribution of anemia waste increases the organic matter content in soil, which increasing nutrient availability for crops and improves the water holding capacity of soil. Next is our groundwater and we as we all are discussing about the benefits of agricultural waste management, so the last aspect is good waste management reduces the instances of well water contamination and minimize the surface water. So at last, I would like to conclude that thank you each and everyone for making your presence with me. And sorry for the inconvenience. It is due to the rainfall and the internet connectivity. The disturbance is called due to the network issues. So I would like to say sorry to each and every one of you for making any of inconvenience. Thank you, and thank you all for your support.